Good, beautiful morning, everybody. Let's see. I thought I heard a little echo here. Good morning. There. That should correct things. Good morning, everybody. It is Monday, January the 9th, 2023. Welcome to the Monday edition of Shortcuts for Your Soul. My name is William Michael Forbes. I'm a spiritual medium, a channel, and an intuitive life coach. And today I have with me the energy of a group called the Ascended. And they wanted to talk about the actual use of divination tools. Now, what are divination tools? Divination tools are devices that people often use and associate with psychic or special powers, like things like tarot cards and other types of cards to read with, crystals, candles. There are many different types of tools for divining. Tea leaves, coffee grounds. There's many different tools for divination that many people have used over the years to say this is how they use this tool to bring information through to them that they can utilize. We want to remove the mysticism around that. We're going to wait a few minutes before we get into this and let everybody jump on. Good morning, everybody. Hello, TikTok. Hello, Facebook. It is a beautiful, brand new day on this earth. I was having a conversation with my guardian angel John this morning. He was talking about how everybody was given the same opportunity, the same resources, the same opportunity, but made different choices. He said a lot of people that are suffering have just simply made the wrong choices about what they eat, how they sleep, the people they hang out with. They made choices that do not support nor sustain the higher expression of their consciousness. And I find that quite fascinating. You know, what do we put in our bodies? What do we think in our minds? You know, how do you treat other people? These things are so fundamentally important. Yeah, good morning. Hi, guys. Hello. Hello, dog lover. Hi. Hi, Livia. Hello, Melody. Good to see you. Oh, hi, Amy. Good to see you on Facebook. Hi there. So divination tools. Hello, Daniela. Let me talk a bit about mediumship first, because there's so much confusion around what mediumship is, what a psychic is, right? The distinguish for me as a spiritual medium, to me, that means I have been able to open my awareness up to receive information that is not directly receivable through the five physical senses. I receive information through the non-physical senses of clairvoyance, clairaudience, clairsentience, and claircognizance. The function of a medium is a learned skill. Everybody has the potential to be able to do this, but it has to be learned. It's like learning how to walk or how to talk. How do you open up these internal senses? This becomes very important to understand. And so as a medium, I'm able to tune into information that is not always precise and perfect, because I'm still developing these internal senses of clairvoyance, clairaudience, clairsentience, and claircognizance. And these tools, these divination tools, again, I'll show some of them to you, like oracle cards, right? Oracle cards, crystals, candles. There's many different divination tools, and their only function is designed to train the individual using those tools to learn to reconnect themselves to their internal senses, that is clairvoyance, to see clearly in their mind's eye, clairaudience, to hear clearly in their mind's eye, clairsentience, to feel clearly in their own consciousness, and claircognizance, which is to know directly. And every single human being on this planet that's born into a physical body has these senses that are mostly left dormant. And they're left dormant because most people are trained to focus only on the five physical senses. From the time most children are born, their parents, the environment keeps their focus outside of themselves. So they stay disconnected for the most part from developing or actualizing these senses. But divination tools are tools where a person who's been programmed or conditioned by the world still has a strong desire to reconnect to the truth within themselves, the truth within themselves, the truth within yourself. There is a truth within all of us. That these divination tools often show up so that you can begin the journey back to awakening these internal senses of clairvoyance, clairaudience, clairsentience, and claircognizance. Because your attention has been mostly distracted by the outside world, those senses still remain within you throughout your entire lifetime. For many people, they remain relatively dormant. But everybody has them, a gut feeling, a hunch, a sensation. I just knew that was going to happen. Everybody has these internal senses. And once you learn how to access them, you can start to receive information outside the framework of the physical dimension. Where do you think new ideas for humans come from, right? New ideas, new suggestions. They come from a place, they come into us, they're downloaded into us, into the body, into the mind. And if you're not open to receiving that information, you won't. If you put a lid on a bucket, you can't put any water in it. And so learning to open up your internal senses becomes very important. These devices we're speaking of, divination tools, you've been told to fear them, that they indicate that there's some sort of evil or darkness afoot. And we want to clarify that there is always evil and darkness afoot, whether you are using divination tools or not. The function of divination tools can be used either negatively or positively, depending upon the nature of the consciousness of the individual employing such tools. But ultimately, the function of these tools is to train you to reactivate these internal senses. Now, the information that you can receive is going to be dependent upon the nature and quality of your mind, your body, your emotions, all of which you have authority to alter and change as a function of your will. If you are in a low physical, vibrational, unvital state, if you are in a state of negativity emotionally, you're feeling lower vibrational emotional energies in you, if you have thinking processes that are not of a sound and healthy nature, then it is likely that if you try to use divination tools, you are going to align to information that is at a lower vibrational plane of consciousness, just as equally as those who are filled with love and joy and compassion for humanity, for themselves, for others. They honor their body, they honor their minds, they honor the people of this world. They will more likely connect to higher vibrational entities and beings that are here to assist humanity during this process of ascension that is unfolding and will continue to unfold for at least the next 22 years, at which point a net result will occur. So divination tools are best to be used when you're in a higher vibrational state of energy. That is, your energy is excited, uplifted, empowered, inspired. Now, like anything else, for those of you that would choose to explore opening up your internal senses, the ones that are left dormant, for those of you that want to explore reopening those, it's important you consider these three things: that your body be relatively positive in nature. And for those of you who do not feel that your body is positive in nature, there are simple things you can begin to do to your body to elevate its energy from a negative frequency to a positive frequency. And that movement from a negative frequency to a positive frequency can be facilitated in several ways. One of the ways is to ensure that you are giving your body good, clean, healthy, vibrant water, that you keep your body fully and properly hydrated, because the system of the body is very refined in terms of its movement of electrical energy. And so you need to have proper conductivity in your body. There are key minerals that you will need to place in your body that will facilitate conductivity of energy in an electrical form, as will water also. Secondarily, You may want to have substances that you put into your body that lift its vitality up, that raise its frequency from a lower vibrational state. You may also want to consider the functions of things like grounding your body. Some people call this process earthing, but we are here to simply remind you that to have your body and your mind in a higher vibrational state will then loan itself to utilizing tools, because this is what these divination tools are. They are tools, just like your classrooms that you go to in your schools here, that the tools they employ are the lessons they give, the books that you read, the things that they say. They're tools that they give you to develop your mind and knowledge about this physical world, whereas divination tools are designed to help you develop your inner senses so that you can perceive the spiritual realms, to learn to connect to what you would call your God or your ascended masters, or others that you would seek to connect to, those who have left the physical plane of consciousness. As a medium, this one is able to open sufficiently enough as to allow as much information as possible to come through the system so that those that are willing to receive it may receive it. The function of divination tools serve that purpose and that purpose exclusively, that you get the opportunity to reactivate your internal senses, clairvoyance, clairaudience, clairsentience, claircognizance. But we highly recommend that you choose to develop these in a higher vibrational state. For no matter what dimensional plane you would choose to go on, there is both positive and negative degrees of energy and consciousness on every dimension relative to different aspects of itself. That is on this earth dimension, you have people that are very beautiful and loving and compassionate, and you got very other people that are very dark and sinister and evil on this planet. You have all the spectrum of good and evil in this planet, and each of you individually have the opportunity to articulate what it is your mind and your body will align to energetically. Many of you have simply accepted that the environment is going to provide you exclusively with your ability to feel good, but the environment will not provide you exclusively with a feeling of goodness. That is your responsibility to develop how your mind and how your body feel. If you depend upon the environment exclusively for the development of your consciousness, then you are bound by the nature and the quality of the mechanisms employed toward you from the environment. And again, we are quite simply here to remind you that every single one of you has within you this cosmic perception where you can become aware of information well beyond the range of the 5 physical senses. But you do not have things in school that teach your children to go within, or in your high schools or your universities. You simply keep individuals focusing cognitively on information that's given to you from the world. There's very little exploration into what is beyond what you know. What is beyond what you know? And how do you get to beyond what you know as awareness? Because you cannot get beyond what you know if you are in what you know. If you're analyzing and measuring and calculating based on what you know, then you will only be able to work with what you know. And we are here to give you the opportunity to begin to turn away from what you know, to begin to discover, to awaken, to connect to the infinite source of information that is available to each and every soul that so chooses to open their eyes and open their ears to see, to hear, to feel, to know. The opportunity is available for all of you. And these divination tools simply allow you as awareness to train yourself to sense, to know, to feel from within. Whereas the world loans itself to having you feel and perceive from without. So you are disconnected, many of you, from what is within, the great power that is within you to change and alter the conditions of your life and your world in the most remarkable and miraculous ways. Well, miraculous from the perspective that your personality cannot conceive from a mental perspective how some things can occur. But you have individuals on this planet now demonstrating in great numbers. There used to be a belief that if you got too cold, you would die. And yet now you have many people learning from these dear ones how to stay in the cold and thrive, to be in very intense cold and thrive. and evolve. And you've got those that can sit and immerse themselves in scalding hot water and sit there and thrive in the divine. And they can do this because they do not depend exclusively on the information provided from the external world. They have learned to go within to recognize their authority and divine autonomy over mind, over body, over their environmental conditions, and how they influence their experience in this physical dimension. And so we offer you this simple understanding that to use divination tools does not make you good nor evil, but that the way and the conditions under which you may choose to employ them may be considered so. But they are ultimately, divination tools are designed to teach you to go within, to reconnect yourself to the infinite source of information, wisdom, and knowledge that is available to each and every one of you that has a beating heart for the same light, the same consciousness. Beating the heart of the saint is the same light and the same consciousness beating the heart of the sinner. And the concept of the sinner is simply one that does things and thinks things and acts in ways that are not conducive to life's higher expressions of itself. There is not one of you that is born into this condition of sin. Please understand, you were not born in sin. You were born in love. What came after that may have directed you to become negative or positive, in which case you could say you become a saint or a sinner. But you were by nature, all of you, born in love, born in peace. And yet your environment distracts you from your inner knowing of your connection to God within you right now, which is beating your heart, mind you. That which is beating your heart right now is the divine. There's not one among you that could sustain your own heartbeat in the fashion that consciousness does, but it is within you. And you hear many of you teachers and philosophers that have come and gone onto this physical plane saying to you, go within. It is within you where the kingdom of the divine is within you. And all of these tools, these divination tools, are designed to have you turn away from the world and the distractions of the world and begin to realize you are not alone. You have the divine within you that you can learn to reconnect to. The ultimate love, the ultimate bliss is within you. It will not be found in the world. The things of this world are quite temporary. This is simply a learning ground, a place to play in. And there are many of us coming into this dimension to assist you in having the opportunity to align yourself to wisdom and knowledge and information that liberates you from the imprisonment of your mind, the imprisonment of others' belief systems, so that you can liberate yourself, become refamiliarized with who are you and what is your purpose here. For every one of you knows there is supposed to be a purpose for you, because there is. But how can you find that purpose when you're distracted away from yourself by your TVs and your technology and the people and the beliefs? How can you rediscover what your purpose is if you do not look within yourself? Yet you can. At any moment, no matter how dark you may think your life is, no matter how difficult it might appear to be, within you is the divine. Within you is your purpose waiting to be awakened. But you cannot awaken it from a pill or a drug or a food or another body. You can awaken it from within you. You can awaken your purpose within you. You all know these words are true, that your purpose is within you. You ask yourself, what am I here to do? Because you know there is something for you here to do. And yet you listen to the world and you are distracted from what is already within you. And there is a process. And we come through this one and many others to offer you wisdom and knowledge that allows you to explore within again, to rediscover the beautiful you that came in response to this call for love. And you said, I come in love, I come in peace, as you did. All of you did. You came here in love and you came here in peace. That is your nature. Everything that happened after were the distractions of the world that have pulled you away from your home within your own heart. And we're simply giving you the opportunity to acquire the knowledge and the understanding of how to remember your divinity, how to remember your beauty, how to remember that these things are not defined by the temporariness of this physical dimension, but defined in terms of your consciousness, recognizing its limitlessness, your limitlessness. And so we are here for that purpose. And divination tools are designed to teach one to focus inwardly, to reconnect to that knowledge that comes from within you, not to connect to the knowledge outside of you, although you might find there are cases where you are divining something and it is connected to the world, but it's always from the within to the without, not the other way around. Again, the tools such as these tools are designed to train you to focus your energy inwardly, to ask questions inwardly, to place your mind aside, your thinking mind aside, and listen carefully and closely. For your thinking mind believes it's intelligent, and it is not. You are the intelligence that has a thinking mind that is not even yours. You were given that thinking mind by your environmental conditioning. And when you surrender that thinking mind that has been given to you by the world, and you begin to turn away and say, what else is there within me? Then you turn away from the lost journey and you turn within, you begin to return home to the source of infinite love, infinite information, infinite possibilities that reside within you at any point of time and space that you are in on your journey of this earth. We're not simply here to perform parlor tricks of insight and inspiration. We're simply here to assist this beautiful humanity in elevating its consciousness from the dominant energy of fear to the more dominant energy of love. But it must be a consciously undertaken choice, both individually and collectively. It cannot be forced. It cannot be coerced. The choice to return to love must be a volitional one. You cannot bring people to love through fear nor force. You can only bring people to love through love, compassion and kindness and patience and respect and appreciation. This is the only way you can bring one to love, if you are so inclined to assist others in that fashion, to bring others to love. But first learn to bring yourself to love, to that within you that hears, that sees, that knows. You have many religious philosophies that, again, teach you to look upon the world as the sole source of your wisdom and knowledge. And we say, no, the world is a very small fragment, the very, very smallest of particles of what you are potentially. And if you learn to turn within, to step away from your thinking mind long enough to feel the essence of who you are, even if it is for about a moment, you will feel great relief. To be able to turn your attention away from your thinking mind, to turn your attention away from the emotions that thinking mind generates with its energy, to pull your attention away to silence, to stillness. And divination tools will facilitate that movement in consciousness from the distractions of the outside world, the distractions of your mind, to the peace of who you are. And that is our goal for coming through this one today, to help you clarify that there is no evil except that evil which you would choose to align yourself to. These tools of divination, tools of communicating with spirits, must be understood properly and employed correctly in the right manner. If you are an angry person, we do not recommend that you try to connect to spiritual entities if you are angry, or if you are sad, or if you are depressed, for you are on a lower vibrational energy. We encourage you to surrender your sadness. You can do this through your breath. We encourage you to surrender your anger and your frustration and step away from all of that. And in that moment you step away from that, you shift your vibration from that energy to something else. And in that something else, that vibration of possibility, of love, of excitement, of curiosity, of playfulness. In those energies, you begin to consider connecting to spiritual entities such as your ascended masters, the ones you would call the Buddhas and the Christs and the Sufis and the Rishis and the other great teachers that have come into this world and left this world and who are here in another form to assist this world as well. But in a higher vibrational plane of existence, you are able to receive very different information than you are in a lower vibrational state of consciousness. But the choice will always remain with you. You will never be exempt from the choice that you can alter and change your vibrational state, that you can surrender your attachment to suffering. You can surrender your attachment to thoughts that cause suffering. You can surrender your attachment to foods that hurt your body. The choice was given equally to all of you, and each and every one of you is designed by nature to have the free will to choose, to not surrender that divine right of choice and free will to another, but to actualize it in yourself, to say, this wonderful substance is what I shall place in this body. This is what I shall place in this body. And this wonderful substance, I shall place this in this body. And I shall take this body out and I shall delight in its existence. I shall dance with it. I shall take good care of it. I shall honor this beautiful house in which I speak through at this time. And so you are all given the opportunity to learn to utilize the function of your will intelligently and creatively to restore yourself to the purposeful life that you initially came here understanding. Love is a purpose. The function of love is a purpose. The function of peace as an action is a purpose. The function of anger is a purpose. The function of fear is a purpose. Every energy that you choose to align yourself to will have a purpose and an effect. And you cannot escape the effects of your own causes. As many of you think that by eliminating large numbers of people from this physical dimension, you are going to solve the problem that you have of feeding them and clothing them. But we are sorry to say that if you employ a tool of rage or power or authority to harm, then you shall be harmed by the nature of what you do and say and be. For what a man giveth, that too he shall all receive. Understand this, that what you will choose to offer others, you will in turn receive. Again, there are many of us here. You are not alone. Not one of you are alone. If you understand how to get out of your thinking mind, you can avail yourself. You can avail yourself of guidance and wisdom and truth that is available equally to each and every one of you, as is the information of suffering and fear and darkness. These two realms of fear and love are before all of you to choose in any moment. Will you choose love or will you choose fear? Which will you choose? And that can be in the form of a food, a thought, an action, an interaction. The definition of fear is something you must understand. The definition of love is something you must understand. They have very different effects in terms of your experiences of time and space. But again, we came here to remind you that all these tools of divination are simply mechanisms to teach you to go within, to go beyond your personality, to awaken yourself to the connection you have with the divine within you, within all of you, to awaken yourself to that connection and to employ that connection in service. How would you express love to this world? How would love be as a purpose for you? It would be joyful. It would be wonderful. It would be beneficent for you and for any that it was imparted to. As the great inventions you see around you of your electricities and your computer technologies, there's great benefit to them. Again, these things did not merely come into this world. They were brought into this world from the invisible realms of information, which are infinite. And that door to the infinite is awaiting all of you to place your hand upon the handle and turn it and open and say, I wish to know the truth. I wish to know my purpose. I will discover it. I wish to be revealed to me. You may request from the divine that you be illuminated beyond what you know, because what you know will never liberate you from what you know. It is what you do not know that will liberate you from the suffering that you know. It is what you do not know that will liberate you from the suffering that you know. And it is what you do not know that will liberate you from the love you know. In other words, the love that you know can be greater than the love you know. For there is no ultimate great and ultimate not so great. There is an infinite spectrum to bliss as there is an infinite spectrum to suffering. And the choice will always remain, dear one, in your hand, in your heart, in your mind, in your will. And what you should will it to be, let it be. And it will, and it is, and it always has been. Thank you. I just want to say thank you to the Ascended for being present with us today. This has been really, I've been really enjoying this. We'll get into some Q&A now. I hope you guys are feeling that energy because it's really pretty amazing. We're not, I'm just so happy I get to let these beings work through me. It's a team effort. You are not alone in this physical dimension. There is good and evil on all dimensions, relatively speaking, right? The degrees of love, there are very many degrees to love as there are very many degrees to fear. They tell me this all the time. And I say, good morning, everybody. Hi, Kira. Hello, Joel. Good afternoon in Sweden, I think. You're in Sweden. Wonderful. Good morning from Salem, Oregon. Hello, Mary. Good to see you. We got a question from Nancy on YouTube. I feel my guides, angels are trying to give me messages when my ears are ringing and it gets louder. Is there something they are telling me at this time? They're saying, listen. Yes. Okay. So what happens to a lot of people now, they get ringing in their ears, they get sensations, they feel an energy around them. But many people try to interpret that information on the level of the physical body. So you get stopped at the ringing in the ears, right? That's what happened to you. They're saying you get stopped at the ringing in the ears. It's not the ringing of the ears that's going to tell you the message. It's what's contained within the ringing. There is a vibration within the ringing in your ears that contains the information that you can decode as you allow yourself to feel the vibration of the ringing, not to be caught up in the sensation. So you see, your environment has trained many of you to believe that sensation is more real than that which is not sensation. But your body, your guides, your angels will get to you in the fashion and manner that you're open and receptive to receiving. In this case, you were open and receptive to hearing that ringing. The next time you hear this ringing, pay attention to what is within the ringing, not the sensation of the ringing, but the information within the sensation, not the sensation, the information that is connected to the sensation. That is the effect. The information is the cause. You're stuck on the effect. You want to get reconnected to the cause. And again, pay close attention. It may take you several days, for you'll be getting much of this going on in the next few days. But do not get caught up in the sensation of the ringing. Sense and feel what the information is beyond the sensation. Wow. Thank you so much for that, Nancy. Great question. Yeah, we're just starting our 103 Masterclass on Awakening. Began yesterday, and we start our next lesson today. And for all the students that are in the 103 Masterclass, thank you. We're going to have such an amazing time. I'm so excited about who's coming. Just for those of you that are wondering, we have a series of Masterclasses, and these are literally classes that are taught by the Ascended Masters. They teach the lessons, they work through us, and they give you the information that we all need to hear. And again, I'm just blown away and humbled at how much these beings are here to help us. The Pleiadians, the Lyrans, the Galactic Federation, these other dimensional beings. It's amazing. Your guardian angels, ascended masters, devas. There are so many different beings that are here to work with you. You're not alone. Don't ever think you're alone, ever. Yeah. There's information. When you're getting those sensations, there's information. Remember what they were saying earlier about we've been raised to focus outwardly, that our senses get all of our attention. So most of us are disconnected from being able to articulate or interpret internal information that comes to us in the forms of ringings or sensations around the body of energy, right? We've been disconnected from that because of the general focus on being attached to the outside world as being more real than the inside world. But the inside world is who you are. It's where you are. The body is just the instrument. You're going, hi. It's just the instrument we use, right? It's not who you are. The inner world is far more vast than the outer world. They're equal, actually. I'm just told. They just told me it was equal. Let's go over to TikTok there. Hi there, guys. Hello, Snowbird. Wow. Hello, Maria from Montreal. Good to have you here. Good morning. What do I need to know today? So, Joanne Graham, 686, is asking, what do I need to know today? The stop and smell the beauty, the roses. Like, you need to pay close attention to beautiful smells today. Pay very close attention to beautiful smells. They're telling me that your guardian angel is telling me that there's something that's going to be stimulated in your subconscious field that has been locked away for a long time, and the sense of smell is going to awaken that. So pay close attention to beautiful smells. They're stressing beautiful smells. Pay attention to beautiful smells today. I like that. Oh, hi, Maria. How you doing? So Maria is asking, how can I know if I have guides around me? This is a matter of sensitivity. A lot of people are trying to find their physical guides, their energy. They're not in physical form, although they can come in physical form, and there are many of them that are in physical form right now. But yes, you do have guides. You need to learn to train your awareness to sense and feel the presence of their energy. As Mary on YouTube was just saying a moment ago, she gets this ringing in the ear. That's been going on a lot with a lot of people. But again, we are so trained by the external world to use the external world as the only source of information that we're disconnected from the internet. But your guardian angel said, finally, she's now asking. So what you can do, he's saying what you can do is you need to go and sit. You need to go and sit close to the biggest tree in your neighborhood. Go and sit close to the biggest tree in your neighborhood. Sit upon a root and lean your back against the tree. Breathe deeply. Allow your awareness to feel the energy of the tree. That will shift your perception from being locked into your own thinking mind. It will allow you to expand your awareness outside of what you know by moving your awareness into the energy of the tree. In the energy of the tree, you can ask to be shown. You can ask to be shown in your mind's eye. In your mind's eye, who your guide is at this time that is working with you, this male guide that's working with you right now. He wants you to do this. And yes, he says, let the information come to you. Don't try to make it up or see it. It will come to you. It's like you're sitting there, a phone call comes to you if you're open to receiving it. So in the energy of that tree, where you're focused on the energy of the tree, you're pulling your attention out of your ego mind, of the thinking analytical mind. Yes. And at that moment, you become more open to receiving information outside of what you already know. I love that. That's beautiful. Thank you. Thank you so much. You guys are awesome. Thanks for coming out today. Uh, Let Go My Ego on YouTube is asking any message from my guides, Isis or Shakti, to stay focused. They're saying you just told us the message that we gave you. Stay focused in the silence, we would add, in the silence. Be open in the silence. Yeah, go to a cooler place. Go to a cooler place for this to be open to the silence. Yeah, it's really cool. Yeah, Isis. Yeah, Isis wants you to go to the cooler place. Like go to a place where it's a little bit cooler for you, not cold, cooler. Of course, if you're studying any of Wim Hof's work, you can go into frigid water and commune with the divine. Isn't that amazing what's happening? They're saying there's so many examples emerging of people demonstrating that body is the servant, not the master, and that you are the soul that has the authority to alter and change your physiology. I mean, Wim Hof is proving that you can stimulate the immune system to function as an effect of your own will, but you have to be willing to put the time and effort in to learn that. Most people aren't willing to put the time and effort away to stop eating McDonald's or stop eating fast food. Most people don't want to put the energy in that. Most people don't want to get up and go to the gym and do things that are really good for them. It takes your will to teach your mind and body to be your servant, not your master. But most people, they say it's not so much a fault or an error. It's just that you've been trained to be dependent on the external world by way of your senses. You must learn to become independent of the external world and depend upon your internal senses, that you may learn to activate your creative function here. Wow. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for that question. Let go my ego. Let's see. We'll switch over here. Hi, guys. Hello, Daniela. We'll get to you guys as best I can. Kira is saying, I still struggle to get clear messages from my guides, and this is why I just joined your course today. Thank you. Yeah, I saw that, Kira. So happy and excited to have you in the course with everybody else. It is going to be so exciting. I don't have the itinerary in front of me to tell you who we have coming in tonight, but I know it's always been amazing. Understand. Yes, I will. Okay, hang on. So they're just a whole bunch of different beings talking at once. They all want it. They got so much love to give us, right? You must understand that you have become so distracted by the world around you, it makes it very difficult to hear the within, to hear the other realms of consciousness beyond your five sensory body, to learn to tune your awareness away from the five sensory world into the realm of spirit, of energy, of consciousness. In that place where your mind is not distracting you, and your body's senses are not distracting you, then you can pursue that which is available to all of you, which is the wisdom, the knowledge, the inspiration, and the truth that you are all repeatedly calling for. And there is not one of you, even those of you who suffer greatly, are still seeking for solace, for liberation from your suffering. But you must understand that you are your liberator. You are your liberator. Turn your attention away from your pain. Turn your attention away from that thinking mind that keeps telling you the same stuff again and again. Turn your attention away from that. Turn away from the darkness. Turn to the light, to the silence, to the peace. Train your mind and body to be your faithful servant again, and not to depend upon the world. The world cannot give you what the Spirit has within you. The world cannot give you what the Spirit has within you. What you already have, the world cannot give you. And yet so many of you are trying to get from the world what the world cannot give you. And neither money nor power will give you the peace and the love that is within you. That must be an act of your will. You must turn to choose between dark and light. You must each choose this. It is a choice of will, not chance. And every one of you has equal authority in being able to exercise your choice of will. Wow. Thank you, guys. I love the Ascended. These guys are so cool. That's really true. Somebody's saying on TikTok, we all experience everything we create. So true, dear brother. And it is true. Hi, Shannon. Oh, hi, Shannon. I know Shannon. Wonderful. Hi, Shannon. Yeah, it is true. You know, learning that process that we all are connected to everything. But if we're so localized to thinking what we know in our minds and what our five senses are telling is the only place to get information, you're going to suffer. If you believe that what's in your mind is going to solve your problems or something in the world is going to liberate you, and don't get me wrong, I'm very fortunate. I know when I was going to jump off a bridge 43 years ago, my guardian angel John came and spoke to me, a voice out of the air. Don't jump, he said. So yeah, you can receive guidance from your own insanity. You can receive that, and when it happens, and if you're open to it, it may be a little voice that says, "Don't do it." And what he said to me, he said, "Get off the bridge. Get off the bridge. Go to the payphone. Call this phone number, and ask for this man." And I did, and it completely changed my life. And ever since then, I'm dedicated to helping other people to liberate themselves from suffering. And I'm honored to be able to let the wisdom and knowledge of the masters to come through me to you and to anybody who's open and receptive to receiving it. It's a beautiful thing. You did not come here to suffer. You came here to create. That's what you keep telling me all the time. You came here to create, William. You did not come here to suffer. Thank you, Kira. I'm so grateful that you're with us. Let's see. Go over to TikTok here. I'm going back and forth. What a glorious day. If I don't get to your questions, guys, just so you're aware, if I do not get to your questions, somebody had a super chat last week. I'm so sorry. I didn't catch it until after the live stream ended. If that happens, you can go to the pinned video underneath my TikTok channel, my pinned video, and write your question there, or you put your question in the comment section after the video has loaded up on YouTube. And I will do my best. If you got a super chat, you're most likely to get your question then on YouTube, at least, then you are not. So if you want to use that feature, please feel free to do that. It supports the channel. And we give 10% of everything that comes into a group called Our Underground Railroad, which is a group and organization that helps rescue children from the sex slave trade and child trafficking. They're helping to shut all that down globally right now. And it's a beautiful organization, and it's very close to my heart because I was an abused child, so I understand what that is, and we'll do everything we can to help that. Yeah, so cool. Yeah, let's go over here. Let's see. So Angel on TikTok is asking, William, can you confirm, please, if my guide is named Robert and what he is a guide for? Well, it's funny you're saying Robert, because again, the first thing I'm receiving from that energy is that this is a physical person you are going to connect with. This is not just this is a physical being that you're going to connect with. You're connecting to his higher self right now. And that happens quite a lot. The higher self of two individuals will be in contact, and they orchestrate many different changes until they come together. And we all know this. When we meet somebody really special and we go, wow, I'm meant to be with you, it's because your higher selves brought you together. But what a lot of people struggle with is how then do we use the knowledge of that communication and bring that divinity into our relationship? It's a very exciting journey. Relationship's a beautiful journey. So yeah, this is somebody you're actually going to meet, darling. And he's going to be somebody you're actually going to meet. Manifestation or Miralanzo. Sorry if I get your names wrong, guys. The small print on the screen I'm using to read the TikTok questions is quite small, but I can read the question. How can I know if I have guides around me? The simplest way to know and discover if you have guides around you, and this is what they taught us to teach in our 101 Masterclass, which is a beginning program for learning how to sensitize your awareness to perceiving your guides, your angels, the other multidimensional beings that are working with you, the elementals, the divas, the Elohim that may be working in you along with you energetically with your soul. And for you, there's a simple process for anybody. Sit down, take a slow, deep breath, relax the body, and then call in someone like Master Jesus. Like ask for but you must get your body relaxed. You must get your mind quiet to some degree. You can use your breath to do that. Okay. Again, if you come to the courses, we have Master Jesus or we have Master Buddha or somebody who will come through and teach the lesson and walk you through the process. It's a deep meditation and discussion instructing you. But sit in your body, quiet and peaceful, and then ask for like Master Jesus to come close to you. Or you can ask for Master Buddha, or you can ask for your guardian angel, and then sense or feel what occurs within or around your body. Because when you call an energy in, it responds. Just like when you go hi to a friend, that sound wave interacts with them and they respond. When you think a thought out to Master Jesus or Buddha or Kuan Yin, right? Or Hermes Trismegistus, if you think out to them, your thought works the same way on a non-physical level as your words work on a physical level. So just do that, get quiet, think out to them, and sense and feel how you experience them. And again, I encourage you, our 101 Masterclass starts March the 4th. You got lots of time to sign up for that. You go to my website, williammichaelforbes.com, and sign up for that course and walk through the process with beings that know how to teach that far better than I do. So I encourage you to do that. But that's a simple way right now that you could do that, begin to connect. But that's a great question. How do I know I have guides around me? Everybody has guides around them. It's just that you're not tuned into them. So someone's asking, Jenny Graham, 686, what do I need to know today? I think you got answered already, Jenny. I'm just scrolling down. There's a lot of questions here. I'm so grateful. So wonderful to have you guys here. Thank you for your support. I really appreciate it. Thank you for following me on TikTok and YouTube. It helps support the channel. Remember to subscribe to my channels or follow me on TikTok. It doesn't cost you a dime to do that. And you can unsubscribe if you want to. And it supports the channel. It gets this information out. This information that these beings are bringing through to us needs to reach everybody. Humanity collective, this is what they keep telling me. Humanity collectively has to shift from the dominant vibration of fear to the dominant vibration of love. And that's going to affect and change what science is recognizing as a cyclical disaster that happens every 12,000 years. But it hasn't happened every 12,000 years because there were great civilizations like Atlantis and Lemuria and Eden that lasted tens and tens of thousands of years without a cataclysm, because the dominant energy of those collective species at that time was love. And we have a great opportunity to watch. There's a group called Suspicious Observers. I'll put a link in the description box below. And the gentleman that runs that program, he was saying, the only conclusion we can come to scientifically about why the Earth has not been melted down by an event from the sun over all these years is because it must be the consciousness, because there's no scientific reason why these flares, these coronal mass ejections aren't hitting our planet. He said it must be the conscious, and it is. We affect matter with our thoughts and emotions. If you're happy, we affect time and space with our emotions. And collectively, 8 billion of us in a state of love will affect a very different experience than 4.6 billion of us in fear, right? Anyway. Yeah. Thank you so much. I'm just making sure I don't miss any super chats there. Here we go. Wow. Just going down here. Hello, Daniela. Yes, I do readings. If you want, you can go to my website and you can book a reading with me. I do readings in half-hour or 1-hour blocks. What you get here is a small version of what happens in a reading. The information that comes through a reading is quite remarkable and wonderful to watch people's lives literally completely change in half an hour. When you're working with ascended masters and you're experiencing their energy, and there's something that all of us can do. I'm not special. I've just learned to open myself up to these higher levels of of love and energy and compassion and kindness. And I wasn't always here. I was in a very dark and terrible place for the vast majority of my life. It's only been these last 4 years that I've had this beautiful shift in consciousness, and it's something that I'm here to lead others to that place of freedom in being able to have information and guidance at your disposal. Uh, Tanya saying, yes, William's courses are simply amazing. Thank you so much. They are. I really enjoy them. I enjoy them as much as the students do, because listen, when you have an ascended master coming through you, you're literally, when you are a medium, you are literally like a fly on the wall. It's like being in a lecture room, and there's a guest speaker has been invited in, and they're speaking. You're listening to them, and you're observing them, and you're going, oh yeah, that's amazing. That's really cool. That's what mediumship is like for me. I literally hear them speaking through me. I'm fascinated and in awe and wonder about it, that this information is available to us all. It is like that. It really, really is. Someone, Snowbird, is saying, my energy the last 2 days has been unpredictable. My mood and emotions. Yes, these is. Thank you for bringing that up, Songbird, Songbird on TikTok. Okay, we are in a time of ascension globally, in our solar system, in this galaxy, in our whole galaxy. We are in a flow of energy. We call it ascension energy, and this is just energy. It can't be created or destroyed. It can only be changed from one state to another. So the energies coming into the planet right now, and science can call them X-rays, gamma rays, cosmic. It doesn't matter what you call them. They're energy. And these energies will affect your biology, your psychology, your thinking, and your awareness. But they will affect them to the degree and extent you're able to keep your attention aligned to a certain frequency. So if you are aligned more predominantly to a vibration of love, consciously and unconsciously, then the energy will loan itself to amplifying that. If you are caught up in negative thinking, in physical suffering, if you're caught up in that, then that energy will amplify that. There is no middle ground for humanity. There is no neutral here. You're either going to serve love or you're going to serve fear. And you'll find you're suffering. If you can rest yourself in love, when you feel confusion coming on, Songbird, if you feel more, yeah, who's this? Okay. This is Archangel Gabriel just saying, when you feel confusion, rest yourself in love's heart. Be in that love and let your heart be made light. For love is the great transformer that you are seeking. Do not pay heed to your suffering, but pay heed to your love. Wow. Thank you. Thank you for that, Songbird. I really appreciate it. Wow. So wonderful. Such a beautiful time we live in. Oh, thank you for following me on TikTok. I really appreciate it. Oh, we got a funny person here. Yeah, that's wisdom, my friend. You don't get hair like this through an easy life. You get hair like this through struggle and learning and evolution. Well, yeah, somebody's saying we just have to be patient. No, we have to be proactive. You need to consciously, each of us must, by an act of your own choice, align yourself to love. It's very simple. Align yourself to love or align yourself to fear. Those are the only two choices. You cannot serve two masters. Jesus tells me that all the time. People don't get it, what he meant by that. You cannot serve two masters. You either serve love or you serve fear. Religious dogma says you serve God or you serve the devil. You serve love or you serve fear, right? Those are languages, terms that denote good or evil, but it's love and fear. You can only serve love, you can only serve fear. And whatever you say, whatever you do is either love or fear. Any one of you, whatever you say or whatever you do is either from love or from fear. You cannot give from any other store than love or fear. And my guardian angel John tells me a lot of times is stay aligned to love. Stay aligned to love. It gets easier. And when you're in pain and you're suffering, it can be really hard. It can be really, really hard. Somebody's saying here on Albert, saying on TikTok, the needs of the body are louder than the needs of the spirit. No. The needs of the body are distraction from the spirit. And everything in this world loans itself to keep you externalized. If you recognize that your own thinking mind is not you, the thoughts in your mind are not you, that's the structure that makes up what you call your personality. You are the spirit. And when you can pull your attention away from your mind, your thinking mind, and you can pull your attention away from dwelling upon the past, and you can come to this present moment, it is really true. The kingdom of God is literally here and now. Literally in this present moment. It is here now. And if you can pull your attention away from your thinking mind, from the distraction of your senses, and we teach that in our basic program, in our 101 masterclass, we teach you how to get your body to stay in the present moment, to get your mind, to train your mind to stay in the present moment. And when you realize you can teach your mind and body to be still and quiet, you can teach your mind and body to be still and quiet. Most people believe that the only way to find peace, I got to get a pill, I got to get a drug, I better go see a psychiatrist or a psychologist. We've been trained to think that the only solution to our problems are in the world. You are the solution to your problem. You are the great spirit within you. You are that. And when you can learn to just say to your mind, be still, you can say to your body, relax. And you begin to gain experience that you have that authority, you will quickly become free of your suffering. When you realize you actually have the authority to say to your mind, be still. And you have the authority to say to your body, relax. And you start to remember your authority, you will become free. You will become free. And to that end, everything that I'm doing for the balance of this biological lifetime will be to that purpose, to let the wisdom and teaching of the masters to come through me to liberate as many people from fear as possible. Because that's what liberation is being liberated from fear. Liberated from fear. Wow, thank you so much. You're very welcome. You're very welcome. A reading, please. If you want to book a reading with me, you can go to my website, williammichaelforbes.com, and I'd happy to do that. If you want a message, I'd be more than happy to give you a message right now. Stop drinking coffee. You got to stop drinking coffee. You got to stop it. Like right now, the problems with your body are being exacerbated by the caffeine. Stop it. Stop it. I love that. Thank you so much. Yes, they are guiding us and protecting us. They are, when we're open to it. I mean, look at my guardian angel John had to speak to me to get me to not jump off a bridge. He had to verbally speak to me to get me to not jump off a bridge. And they'll find different ways of communicating to you. It might be through even a friend who says, if anything's ever bothering you, don't call me. They'll sometimes speak through other people too. All right. So don't underestimate when somebody says, hey, if you got a problem, talk to me. They'll get to you in whatever way you're open. They can only get to you in a way that you're open and receptive to receiving it. Your guides, your angels, the ascended masters, your guardians, your family members that are not in physical body can only get to you through the avenues that you're open and receptive to receiving them, right? If that's an auditory sound, if it's an event or a distraction, they'll get to you the way that you're open and receptive. Don't underestimate the events of things that happen around you. Thank you very much for sharing this. I'm so grateful. Hello, Ailan. How are you doing? Good to see you. Have you back again? Thank you very much. Some comments in this live were filtered. That's okay. Listen, there's a lot of people living in fear. A lot of people finishing in fear, people that are attacking are living in fear. People who are depressed and sad are living in fear. People who are living in love do not attack. People who live in love do not attack. They do not find fault. They're patient. They're kind. They're considerate. They're respectful. And you only have two choices. It doesn't matter who you are. You're going to choose to be living from fear, or you're going to choose to be living from love. So you can say what you want to say on any of my channels, good or bad, but it just simply reveals whether or not you're living in fear or love. And if you're living in fear, I extend my love to you. I extend the love of the masters to you through me, that you not suffer anymore. Because the only reason you're going to lash out is because you're in pain. And I've been there, and I understand that. You're not here to suffer. You're here to be free. You're here to be living your purpose. And you can only discover your purpose, a meaningful purpose, through love. You cannot discover a meaningful purpose through fear. I love it. Thank you so much, guys. Angel's asking, William, do I have a specific guide for mediumship? If so, how do I call them in, please? That question was actually answered a little. Again, join our March Masterclass, our 101 Masterclass, which is an introductory level on how to train your awareness to be aware of things that are not based in your senses. But what was said earlier, yes, what was said earlier is to get your body situated down, get it relaxed, get your mind quiet, pull your attention away from your thinking, and call in one of your guides. Say, I want to connect to one of my guides or angels, or I want to connect to Master Jesus, or I want to connect to Buddha, or I want to connect to Ra. You can choose to connect to any entity, because the minute you think a thought, the energy goes out, just as these words coming out of the mouth of this body are going through and impacting your ears, and you're hearing that sound. So too your thought will reach out, because thought is not bound by the same rules of time and space that sound waves are. So you can think to Master Jesus, and you can think to even God. And if you are aware enough and your mind and body is quiet enough, you will feel them in the way that you're able to feel them, because you're not alone. None of us is alone. You know, even though you feel, the only reason people feel alone in the world is because you're separated from who you really are. Because who you really are knows that you're connected to all things with love and grace. Really, if you're living in fear, if you're in fear, you'll feel separated. Thank you so much, Angel. I appreciate that. Let's go over to YouTube here. See, we got, hi guys. Hi, Tanya. Tanya's asking, I'm actually starting to see tiny flashes of light, but really fast when I close my eyes at night. What is this? I'm asking and stealing my mind. I'm asking and stilling my mind, but I don't know. Patience. You cannot make the petals of a rose open. And every one of us go, look, I was 59 years old when I had this awakening happen. And now I see, I hear, I feel, I know. And we've been gifted with a simple process, and that literally in 9 weeks, you can open those senses up. And as you've been experiencing, so I'm really happy for you, Tanya. Those little sparks, pay attention to the sparks. If you can just look at one, give them attention. Don't try to analyze them. I'm being told to tell you this. Don't try to analyze the sparks that you're seeing. Just observe them. Pay attention to them. And observe how they react and respond when you give them attention. But if you try to analyze them, you'll step into the mind. Once you step into the mind, you disconnect from the spirit of that. So literally, like, don't let your mind go, oh, a spark of light. Just let yourself connect to it and stay present with it. I see light sparks everywhere. I can look at walls and see the wall vibrating. You know, the energy is all around us. Nothing is solid. Nothing is solid. But yeah, just get your thinking, your analytical mind out of the way. Just observe them and watch them with wonder. Don't try to figure them out, because yes, I will. So those sparks come from a place. I actually saw those sparks a number of years ago when my father passed away, coming out of his forehead when he was leaving his body. I watched the sparks of light coming out of his forehead. So you know who that is, right? You know who those sparks are from, right, Tanya? So don't try to analyze them, feel them. And thank you for that question. Really appreciate it. Someone saying, oh my God, thank you, William. I just did my first ice bath a month ago. I've been called to work with, you're very welcome. Yeah, it just blows my mind that when you're not trying to analyze it, this information is available to all of us, right? We're not special in that sense. Just learning how to open up and be a conduit for infinite possibilities and allowing them to come through us. Really, it's very exciting. Let's see. Hi, Christopher. Good to see you, brother. Thank you so much. Hi, Lauren. Hello, Heather. Drusilla. Wow. Yeah, here we are. 11:11, guys. It just hit 11:11. Yes, I know. So Ian is asking, can I get a message from my guides and angels, please? I'm being told to tell you to use an amethyst as the focal for the light. I don't know what they're referring to in terms of light, but use the amethyst as the focal. Again, I don't know precisely what that means or how that works. Yes, use it as the focal of the light. And again, I don't know what light they're referring to. Just that, use the amethyst as the focal. And again, which is where we started, right? Divination tools, okay, are not mystical, scary tools. They are tools that you want to learn to use. Oracle cards, crystals, candles. These are not to be, these don't have special power. They have the ability to train you to focus inwardly, to reconnect yourself to those internal senses of clairvoyance, clairaudience, clairsentience, and claircognizance. And we have a whole process for showing people how to use these tools correctly. And you do not want to use tools of divination in a state of fear. You want to use them in a state of love, because the information you get in a state of love is very different than you'll get in a state of fear, right? Of course, yes. Okay, I got Archangel Michael is just coming in right now to say, in a moment where you require divine intervention, you can request divine intervention and allow it. You can request divine intervention. I love Michael. Michael's been with me since I was like 5. Right, it's really cool. Yeah, let me know how that goes. And anybody who's received a message today, please share your experiences and your comments about what you've heard today. Let us know what you think, so that others know what's happening. Because it's not important so much as what's being said is how is this information affecting other people? If it's bringing you closer to love, then it has served the purpose we came here to serve. If it brings you closer to love. Wow, thank you so much. Oh, thank you so much, Joel. I really appreciate that. Oh, thank you, Jill. You're very welcome. Hi, Diane. Diane B asking me how old I am. I am in my 64th year at this point, and it just gets better. When you start moving towards love, there is no age in who you are. Biology is very different than who I am. But thank you for that question, Diane. Yeah. 63 and free. I mean, free spiritually. I'm in a committed relationship with a beautiful, beautiful soul. So don't misunderstand that. Sophie is asking, hi, my friend Suzanne's parents are suffering from COVID progressing to pneumonia. Any healing advice? Okay, listen. This is from my own experience. This is not medical advice. Please understand that. Zeolite is a very powerful substance that pulls heavy metals out of the body. Get your parents on zeolite and 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar first thing in the morning in a 6-ounce glass of water. Drink it down. And then one at the midday, 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar in a glass of water, 6 ounces, drink it down, and do the same thing at the end of the day. That's a regime that I use that's really excellent for reducing parasites in the body, cleansing the system. It's very good because it mimics a fermented food when you drink apple cider vinegar. Very good for you. And I'm just talking from my own personal experience here. But yeah, tell them also. Okay, yes, Elijah. Okay, so this being named Elijah is coming in to just say, let them be of joy on this. Let their joy fill their minds and hearts. Be not troubled by the issues of the body, but be uplifted in the spirit of love. Yes, yes, yes. So many people get caught up in physical sensation. So many people get caught up in physical sensation that they don't know how to distinguish between who they are and their bodies. Thank you, Sophia. I really appreciate that. That super chat. Thank you so much. Thank you too, Drusilla. I really appreciate that. Yeah, thank you so much. Aw, wonderful. Thank you, Sophia. Uh, hi, Katrina. Katrina's asking, hope you're having a good morning. What do you see for the future of psychedelic psychotherapy? Again, these are tools. You must understand what we have been saying to you, that these are merely substances to train you that you may move into these dimensions as a function of your will. They are simply tools. When you have established how to utilize the instrumentation of your body correctly, you can move into these states as a function of your will. Your body is not the locus of your identity, nor is your mind, but the function of healing through these substances, again, are simply using mechanisms to liberate one's personality from the soul, so that the soul is free of the personality. For when you know that you are not your thoughts, and you know that you are not your emotions, and you know you are not your body, you begin to awaken. You begin to awaken. And that is what it is all about. The devices are only to assist you in this process, not for you to become dependent upon them, but to become liberated through their usage properly, to know that you can move into this realm of what you call the psychedelic with but a single breath. With but a single breath, you could move into the psychedelic if you understood how to use your instrument, for your instrument has within it a composition that allows you to generate chemistry that's identical to the substances that you would lean on. And so again, use them wisely. Employ them for the liberation of the soul, not the imprisonment of the soul to the senses. For you are not here to be imprisoned by your body, but to bring your love and your light creatively through it. Do not allow yourself to be enslaved by your senses any longer. Wow. Thank you so much, guys. Appreciate that. Let's see here. Just going to go over to TikTok here. Hi, guys. Oh, is it someone I have been with? My ex is Robert. I don't know, Angela, but this is somebody that you're going to be with. That's just, I'm telling you, you're going to be with them. Something's, your higher selves are in communication with each other. So there's something going on. I had a new guardian angel come into my life over the weekend. Her name is Jasmine. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful high vibrational entities, starting to instruct me on how to utilize lower sexual creative energy as a function of divinity instead of procreation, right? How to utilize lower vibrational energies for a higher vibrational function of creation. So there's no lack of the help you're getting. Somebody's asking on, who's this? Nakai TV. I really need a love message. Can you kindly channel something for me? Well, listen, you must first understand that what you seek to hear from us is what you possess within the stillness of your own mind. If you can but still and quiet your mind, it is like walking to the cathedral of a forest. There is great peace, and peace is always the bedmate of love. If you can but still your mind and quiet it, and enter into the peace that comes in the stillness of your mind. For when you tell to your mind, you say to your mind, be still. When you communicate thusly to your mind, you move into peace. And then peace is but one step from love. Be still. Let your mind be still. Wow. Thank you so much. Wonderful. I appreciate that. I think we're almost done for today, guys. I'm just going to scroll down and take one more question from TikTok. Oh, thank you for following me on TikTok. I really appreciate the follow. Oh, thank you for the whipped cream and the fingers and the applause. And that's wonderful. I really appreciate that. Again, there's a lot of questions here. I can't get to them all. So if I didn't get your question today, if you're on TikTok, if I didn't get your question today, go to the pinned video on my TikTok channel and write your question there, and I'll respond there with the information they want to give you, right? So someone's asking, Maria Elena Connolly is asking about a romantic love. Thank you. You don't have a place for it yet. You do not have a place to receive that which you are asking for at this time. You will find that the door will open through your contentment. The door will begin to open when you fully appreciate your contentment. Do not look to the outside world for what you need from the world, as what you say love must come from the vibration of that which is within you. Begin with contentment. Be delighted in your contentment. And what is the fulfillment of love but great contentment? Is that not what love is, but the fulfillment of great contentment? Wow, thank you so much. Great question, guys. Again, I want to thank everybody for coming out today. I'm sorry I didn't get to all your questions. I would love to. We may start extending the show a little longer to accommodate more, because again, the goal isn't about just, giving readings. And if you want to book a reading with me, go to my website, williammichaelforbes.com, and book a reading with me. You'll get so much more, and you'll be talking directly to your guides, your angels, the ascended masters. That's who you're going to be communicating with. You won't be communicating with me. You're going to be communicating with who you call forth in that particular event. But this is more about the information that collective humanity must shift from fear to love in order for us to go through the types of change. You cannot. Yes, I know. Okay, sorry, I can't say that right now. You cannot use fear to create heaven on earth. You cannot use fear. You cannot use harm and create good. You cannot get good from evil, nor evil from good. So for those of you that are in those positions that we are referring to in saying these words, please understand that your function from fear shall not yield the results of love. You will truly have your reward one way or the other. Wow. Guys, I want to say thank you so much for coming out today. I want to wish you all a wonderful and a joyful day. I can take that off the screen right now. So much. Yeah. Remember, it's all about the tools. So remember, divination tools, I'm going to synopsize what they've said. Divination tools are only to be used to train you to open up clairvoyance, clairsentience, claircognizance, and clairaudience, to open up the internal senses that the world does not teach you to awaken. So have yourselves a joyful day. I'll look forward to seeing you on Wednesday. What's happening on Wednesday? I think somebody said something happening on Wednesday. They said, why do you have a body? The subject on Tuesday is going to be, why do you have a body? So that's going to be fun. I'm not sure who's coming through, but we'll find out. So have yourselves a great day. Much love to all of you. And again, thank you for the follow, the subscribe, the support, the super chats. Really appreciate it. If you want to support this channel, you can also do so through my Patreon page, patreon.com/William Michael Forbes. Much love to all of you. And thank you for your questions. Leave your comments below. I'll do the best I can to get to them. Much love, everybody. Bye for now.